What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update. And you wait so long for signings to come along, and suddenly two come around in the same day. Spurs have announced Veliz as a new Tottenham Hotspur player. We've got a few bits to show you on Twitter, and we'll get through the statement that Spurs have given as well. So let's bring up the phone. And so they gave a picture of an Argentinian bottle and a Yerba Mate tea. They said, "Who's ready for another one?" And then they announced him, and this is the video.
Yeah, nothing too...
Exactly the same as the last video.
Nothing too special, but a different player in the boxes. He says, yeah, it's like touching the it's like I'm touching the heavens, he says in the video. Lovely to see.
So that was the video, and then the statement. And it says, "Welcome to North London, Alejo." What else does it say? And then there was a bit of an interview. We're not going to show you the interview, so if you do want to go see it, go onto the Spurs official.
It's not in English, it's all subtitles.
So I'm going to give everything I can for this shirt. And then Christmas has come early. Veliz Navidad. That's a good one.
I like that.
And then the statement on the website. Veliz signs from Rosario Central. We are delighted to announce the signing of Alejo Veliz from Rosario Central, subject to international clearance and work permit. The centre forward has agreed a deal with the club that will run until 2029, and he'll wear the number 36 shirt. So it sounds like they're planning for him to stick around. Born in Godeken, Argentina, Alejo joined Rosario at under 20 level and progressed through to make his first team debut in July 2021. The 19-year-old attacker made a total of 62 appearances in the Primera Division side in all competitions, scoring 19 times. On the international stage, Alejo featured for Argentina at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup and Under-20 South American Championships earlier this year. He scored 3 goals in 9 appearances at level to that date. And then these are just the pictures of him signing contract, him in a Spurs shirt, and him holding up the shirt as well. So there we go. Another signing, this time a striker, 19 years of age. What's he going to bring to Spurs, do you reckon?
I think it's good news. I think it's good news that we're planning for the future, and we're looking at this rebuild as a long-term project. He's 19 years of age. He's more of a target man from what we're hearing. Clearly, he's got a good goal-scoring record for a player of his age out in Argentina, although, you know, the quality of the Argentina league is up for debate. But I think it's a really exciting signing from what I've seen and what I've read about him. I think, I'm not expecting him to hit the ground running and him to make an immediate impact on the first team or even, you know, in the Premier League. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he does go out on loan to maybe a European club for the remainder of this season. But I think looking at his qualities, he's clearly extremely good in the air. He's really, really tall and strong for a 19-year-old, and he's only going to get hopefully stronger as the years progress. He's a very good finisher, really great with his finishing in the air as well, which we can see. And he's very nimble for a big man as well. I've seen clips of him doing really good dribbling ability, taking people on, holding the ball up, holding off big defenders who are much older than him as well. So I think that goes to show that this is a player maybe ahead of his years, but potentially. And you can already see he's already scoring goals regularly out in Argentina. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does stick around, that maybe he makes more of an impact than people think. But I just think with Richarlison and Kane here at the moment, if Kane is going to be sticking around, I think it's probably best for everyone if he does get a loan deal where he's going to get consistent game time for the next year. But if he does stick around, I do hope that we do use him as maybe, you know, maybe in cup games and maybe as a substitute option if we need a goal.
Yeah, and he's very much a passion merchant as well.
Yeah.
Saw those clips of him scoring for Rosario and climbing up the cages there. I mean, I can't wait for when he scores in front of that south stand and he just nosedives right into the Park Lane end. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But you did mention Harry Kane before, and let's talk about Harry Kane once again now, as Romano says that Kane's camp has informed Bayern and Tottenham of players' preference in terms of timing. The decision on the deal has to be made by the end of the week. Kane doesn't want to move after the start of the Premier League on Saturday. Plettenberg says that Bayern is aware of the fact that Kane wants to have a decision this week. Bayern wants to submit a new offer today or tomorrow. This is the current plan. Talks about a new offer is around 110 million euros with add-ons included. And Sky Cava says that FC Bayern are going to submit a new bid of £94.6 million to the Tottenham striker for Harry Kane, either today or tomorrow. I'm still not sure personally whether that offer will be enough for Daniel Levy to sell. That's what Sky Cava's opinion is. And what's your opinion?
I don't think so. I'm confused because didn't we hear last week that the bid was £85 million plus add-ons, which would take it to over 100 million? That's what we're hearing. Now we're hearing
we heard a lot of conflicting reports last week.
And now we're hearing the bid is going to be 94 million all-inclusive. So that doesn't make sense to me that bid is going to get accepted based on what we've heard previously. I think Levy wants a base fee of 100 million and then he wants add-ons on top of that, and I don't think he's going to accept this bid. So whether they come back with another bid after this remains to be seen, but I don't see 94 million all-inclusive, especially if, let's say, it's... I mean, we were talking last week about 85 million in add-ons, 85 million base fee and then add-ons, and that's... I don't know. That will seem to be rejected. Maybe Sammy Mockbell was right. Maybe it was 73 million.
Well, from my understanding of how it all panned out last week, obviously on that day when we heard about the deadline and all that kind of stuff, there were so many different reporters saying so many different prices. But from my understanding, by the end of it all, the next day it was 86 million with add-ons included, 86 million pounds with add-ons included. And now they're saying essentially 95 million pounds with add-ons included. I think add 10 more million to that, including add-ons, I think you might get a deal.
But the thing is, Levy isn't interested in add-ons which are hard to reach.
Yeah, they have to be easy to reach. I mean, and also the payment structure has to be favourable as well.
Exactly. So I think all these things have to be in place. So I don't see this one being accepted, to be honest. I think it's going to be another rejection. And whether Bayern come back, again, they are running out of time. That remains to be seen. Look, we're getting to crunch time now. It's do or die for Bayern. They've got to start meeting Levy's demands, or this deal ain't going to happen. Yeah. And they've left it very, very late to get this deal over the line if they really want it. Part of me feels like it's so late, like, are they going to start scrambling and just bid the money that we want at the end, or are they just going to give up, or is Kane going to get annoyed about this whole situation? There's a lot of moving parts right now to this deal, and I'm standing by the fact that it's less likely to happen now. I still believe that, especially given that deal, I don't see Spurs accepting that still. So I think Kane probably expects not to be moving at this current moment.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent to what you're saying. I think that this bid does get rejected, and right now, at this current moment in time, it does look more likely that Harry Kane will stay at Tottenham for the coming season. However, I do think that if another bid comes in after this, I got a feeling if it is 10 million added onto this and all the nooks and crannies are in favour of what Levy wants, I do think that it will be accepted. I think you're looking at, let's say, £105 million, including add-ons. That's probably enough if all the add-ons are easy to match and the payment terms are favourable to Tottenham, then I do think that's enough to get him over the line.
Potentially, but that's not what we've heard from other people that say Levy wants a lot more than that. So, I mean, maybe for us it's enough. I don't know what Levy's thinking right now. He hasn't entertained these bids so far. So, well, then again, he did take the weekend to at least reject this one. So maybe they are getting closer to what he wants. But at the moment, I think there's still quite a big gap in the valuation. Yeah,
but this is by no means over by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to be a long week ahead for Tottenham fans regarding Harry Kane. But let's move on, talk about Japhet Tanganga again. We brought you earlier that Inter Milan are circling for Japhet Tanganga. Sky Sports' Lyle Thomas says that Galatasaray are now interested in Tanganga, whilst Inter have him on their list. Tottenham open to loan and permanent offers. So, I mean, we did kind of go through this with with Davinson Sanchez not long ago, hearing all the clubs come in for him. Nothing's happened on that front. Do you think something's going to happen on this front?
Maybe because we're more open to a loan, maybe that's going to lead to an easier deal. I think Sanchez, we just want a permanent deal, and maybe we're asking for too much money, and that's probably the sticking point there. A bit like how we failed to sell Tanganga a couple of years ago. Maybe it's a similar situation with Sanchez now. But I think Japhet, I don't see a Galatasaray being of interest to Japhet, to be honest. But and especially if there's rumours of clubs like Inter Milan interested.
Didn't he nearly go to Galatasaray though a year ago or so?
I think it was a few years ago now. Yeah, he did nearly go. I think there was rumours of it anyway, and it failed to materialise in the end. I think that was maybe a year after he broke into the team. There was rumours about it. I think it would have been more valuable at that point in his career to get the regular game time. I think at this point, he's now, 23, nearly 24, I think. So I don't think it's valid, unless he wouldn't mind a career out in Turkey and he feels like it's a good place to rebuild his career. I don't think it's a place that he would want to, unless it's out going on loan.
Look, if there's no other offers on the table for him and he's just not in Ange's plans, then I mean, it's better for his career just to go out there, and if he does over-excel or overachieve and play really well out there and can stay fit for the season, then maybe he might have some other European teams after his signature if he has a good time there. But right now, it's doing him no favours and us no favours, just him sticking around and not getting any game time.
I agree. And I think if I was him, I would wait a bit longer to see if any more offers come in, because there are rumours of Inter Milan, and if there are rumours of them, maybe there are some other clubs interested. But look, if in a few weeks or so, in a week or so's time, there's still no offers, yeah, you probably just go to Galatasaray.
And last but not least, let's talk about Giovanni Lo Celso, as FF Polo are claiming that Barcelona manager Xavi prefers signing Tottenham midfielder Giovanni Lo Celso over getting Neymar back to Barcelona.
Imagine I told you that 2 years ago.
I know, crazy. But I think with Giovanni Lo Celso, I don't think he's going anywhere now. I think he's integrated in the team. I think Ange really likes him. I think he's bought potentially into what Ange wants to do. So I think right now in this current state, I don't think he goes anywhere.
Yeah, I agree, and I think this deal would be dependent on Barcelona thinking we're desperate to sell and looking for a low ball offer. And the fact of the matter is, Lo Celso has reintegrated into the team. Looks like we want to use him this season. So I think any chance of us accepting a low fee might have been before pre-season. And I think at this point, Tottenham are probably going to demand upwards of 20 million at least for Giovanni Lo Celso at this rate, considering how much the outlay we've had already for him. Levy's not going to take too much of a hit considering Ange wants to use him. So I don't think it happens, albeit if Barcelona would somehow scrape the money together, I do think Lo Celso would be interested in a move to Barcelona, and I do think we would be interested in taking some money. So I wouldn't say it's 100% not happening. If Barcelona were to find the money, I just think it's extremely unlikely Barcelona find the money we would be demanding at this point for him.
Yeah, how much do you reckon that is?
25 million, something like that.
Yeah, fair enough. But if he does go, you taking Neymar?
Sure. I mean, I'm taking Neymar. Bring Neymar to the lane, 100%. I'd love to see that.
To be honest, though, like with his 1,000 a million week wages, you know what I mean?
True.
Like, how much is he actually on? Probably about 500 grand a week or something like that, you know?
There's no chance.
Never going to happen unless PSG subsidise it by 450 grand.
Maybe Rishi can convince him.
I'm sure he could with his tattoo on the back, with his back. But look, that is your Tottenham update for today. We'll be starting the watch along very soon for Tottenham against Barcelona in Tottenham's final pre-season until the big opening of the Premier League this weekend. Be there or be square. We'll see you soon. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.